Hello my friends. Today we are going to see a tutorial about independent sample t-test. Independent sample t-test is used when we would like to compare the means between two independent groups. And I highlight the number 2 because if we have more than two groups, then we go to another statistical analysis. The main assumption that should be made here is that the two populations should follow a normal distribution. And the goal here is that we need to see if there is, let's say, to evaluate the alternation of the mean between our two groups. So we have a null hypothesis that states that there is not any difference between the mean of the two groups, so the means are equal. And the alternative hypothesis that we accept in case that the null hypothesis is rejected if the p-value is less than 0.05 is that the means of the two groups are not equal. Let's see very quickly an example. Let's assume that we have a research question if a divorce affects the depression levels of kids. So the research hypothesis here is that we expect that kids with divorced parents to have higher levels of depression compared to kids with no divorced parents. So in order to investigate this research question, what we do, we measure the depression of kids with divorced parents and with kids with no divorced parents. Since we have all these measures, we are going to use independent sample t-test in order to see if there is any difference between the two means in depression. Let's go now and see in SPSS how we can do that. So here we have the SPSS, we have imported our data in SPSS. As you can see, we have two columns. The second column has the depression level of the kids that we made the experiment, and the divorce column where we have zeros and ones. Zeros are the kids with not divorced parents, and one is the kids with divorced parents. Before moving on to perform an independent t-test, we should check the normality. How we do that? We go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, then Explore. We put the dependent variable on the dependent list, in our case the depression, and the factor list we put our grouping variable, so it's the divorced. Then we go to Plots, and we click here Normality Plots with Tests, and we press Continue, and then we press OK. In the output we take a lot of information, but we only care about this, the test of normality table, which has two tests of normality. One is the Kolmogorov-Smirnov test, and the second one is the Shapiro-Wilk test. As you can see, both tests using the SIG column, the significant column, which is the p-values. In both tests, the p-values are higher than 0.05, so the null hypothesis of normality is not violated, so we assume that our variables follow a normal distribution. For this reason, we are ready to perform an independent sample t-test. Let's go and see how we do that. We go to Analyze, Compare Means, Independent Sample t-test. On the test variables, we put the depression variables, while in the grouping variables, we put the grouping variable, where here we define the groups, group 1 and group 2, it's 0 and 1. We press Continue, we press OK, and now we get the results. Initially, we get the descriptive statistics. We can see that we have 49 kids with non-divorced parents, 34 kids with divorced parents, their mean values and their standard deviation. Afterwards, we take the independent sample t-test results and the table of the independent sample t-test results. As you can see, this matrix is split, let's say, somewhere here in the big line. Here we have the 11 tests for the quality of variances. This test is used to check if two groups have equal variances. Since the p-value here, the significance, is lower than 0.05, then we say that our two groups, they don't have equal variances. So we are going to check the second line. If this value was higher than 0.05, then we will go to check the first line. In the second line, we see here the t-values, the degrees of freedom, the one-sided, two-sided p-value. According to research hypothesis, if you remember, we assumed that the kids with divorced parents will have higher, let's say, depression levels than the kids with non-divorced parents. For these reasons, we are going to take the one-side p-value, which is 0.0 0.26. And according to this p-value, we say that yes, there is a statistical significant difference between the depression level of kids with divorced parents and with kids with non-divorced parents. And actually, we can see that kids with divorced parents have higher, let's say, depression mean than kids with non-divorced parents. I hope you understand it. I hope that it was clear and easy. If you don't understand something, please write me on the comments. I'm very happy to help you and assist you on that and solve any questions you may have. Until next time, take care and have fun.